Okay, welcome back to Yehusha's Glory. We're picking up in chapter 24 of Jasher. If you remember, we had just got done watching Abraham take his son for sacrifice at the altar, and we saw the deception of Satan, which caused Sarah to have basically a heart attack, I guess, and just die from excitement that her son hadn't actually died. We're on page 343 of the Sefer, book of Jasher, chapter 24 starting. And let's see, here we go. And the life of Sarah was 127 years, and Sarah died. And Abraham rose up from before his dead to seek a burial place, to bury his woman Sarah. And he went and spoke to the children of Cheth, the inhabitants of the land, saying, I'm a stranger and a sojourner with you in your land. Give me a possession of a burial place in your land, that I may bury my dead from before me. And the children of Cheth said unto Abraham, Behold, the land is before you. In the choice of your sepulchres bury your dead, for no man shall withhold you from burying your dead. And Abraham said unto them, If you are agreeable to this, go and entreat for me to Ephron, the son of Sochar, requesting that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which is in the end of his field, and I will purchase it of him for whatever he desire for it. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Cheth, and they went and called for him, and he came before Abraham. And Ephron said unto Abraham, Behold, all you require your servant will do. And Abraham said, No, but I will buy the cave and the field which you have for value, in order that it may be for a possession of a burial place forever. And Ephron answered and said, Behold, the field and the cave are before you. Give whatsoever you desire. And Abraham said, Only at full value will I buy it from your land, and from the hands of those that go in at the gate of your city, and from the hand of your seed forever. And Ephron and all his brethren heard this, and Abraham weighed to Ephron 400 shekels of silver in the hands of Ephron, and in the hands of all his brethren. And Abraham wrote this transaction, and he wrote it and testified it with 4 witnesses. And these are the names of the witnesses: Amigal, son of Abishna the Shittite, Adakoram, son of Ashunach the Shivi, Avdon, son of Achiram the Gimri, Bakdiel, the son of Abudish the Sidonai. And Abraham took the sefer of the purchase and placed it in his treasures. And these are the words that Abraham wrote in the sefer, namely, that the cave and the field Abraham bought from Ephron the Shittite, or Chitti, and from his seed, and from those that go out of his city, and from their seed forever, are to be a purchase to Abraham, and to his seed, and to those that go forth from his loins, for a possession of a burial place forever. And he put a signet to it, and testified it with witnesses. And the field and the cave that was in it, and all that place were made sure unto Abraham, and unto his seed after him, from the children of Cheth. Behold, it is before Mamre in Chevron, which is in the land of Canaan. And after this, Abraham buried his woman Sarah there, and that place and all its boundary became to Abraham and unto his seed for a possession of a burial place. And Abraham buried Sarah with pomp, as observed at the interment of kings, and she was buried in very fine and beautiful garments. And at her coffin was Shem, his sons Eber and Abimelech, together with Anar, Ashcol, and Mamre, and all the grandees of the land followed her coffin. And the days of Sarah were 127 years, and she died. And Abraham made a great and heavy mourning, and he performed the rites of mourning for 7 days. And all the inhabitants of the land comforted Abraham and Yitzhak his son on account of Sarah. And when the days of their mourning passed by Abraham, And when the days of their mourning passed by, Abraham sent away his son Isaac, and he went to the house of Shem and Eber to learn the ways of Yahuwah and his instructions, and Abraham remained there 3 years. At that time, Abraham rose up with all his servants, and they went and returned homeward to Beer-sheba. And Abraham and his servants remained in Beer-sheba, and at the revolution of the year, Abimelech, king of Palestine, died in that year. He was 193 years old at his death. And Abraham went with his people to the land of the Palestine, and they comforted the whole household and all his servants. And he then turned and went home. And it was after the death of Abimelech that the people of Gerar took Ben-Melech, his son, and he was only 12 years old, and they made him lying in the place of his father. And they called his name Abimelech after the name of his father, for thus was it their custom to do in Gerar. And Abimelech reigned instead of Abimelech his father, and he sat upon his throne. And Lot, the son of Haran, also died in those days, in the 39th year of the life of Isaac. And all the days that Lot lived were 140 years, and he died. And these are the children of Lot that were born to him by his daughters. The name of the firstborn was Moab. The name of the second was Ben-Ami. The 2 sons of Lot went and took themselves women from the land of Canaan, and they bore children to them. And the children of Moab were Ed, Maon, Tarsus, and Canville. 4 sons, these are fathers to the children of Moab unto this day. And all the families of the children of Lot went to dwell wherever they should light upon, for they were fruitful and increased abundantly. And they went and built themselves cities in the land where they dwelt, and they called the names of the cities which they built after their own names. And Nachor, the son of Terach, brother to Abraham, died in those days in the 40th year of the life of Isaac. And all the days of Nachor were 172 years, and he died and was buried in Haran. And when Abraham heard that his brother was dead, he grieved sadly, and he mourned over his brother many days. And Abraham called for Eliezer, his head servant, to give him orders concerning his house, and he came and stood before him. And Abraham said to him, Behold, I am old. I do not know the day of my death, for I am advanced in days. Now therefore rise up, go forth, and do not take a woman for my son from this place and from this land, from the daughters of the Kenaanim, amongst whom we dwell, but go to my land and to my birthplace, and take from thence a woman for my son. And Yahuwah Elohim of heaven and earth, who took me from my father's house and brought me to this place, and said unto me, To your seed will I give this land for an inheritance forever. He will send his angel before you and prosper your way, and you may obtain a woman for my son from my family and from my father's house. And the servant answered his master Abraham and said, Behold, I go to your birthplace and to your father's house, and take a woman for your son from there. But if the woman be not willing to follow me to this land, shall I take your son back to the land of your birthplace? And Abraham said unto him, Take heed that you bring not my son hither again, for Yahuwah before whom I have walked, he will send his angel before you and prosper your way. And Eliezer did as Abraham ordered him. And Eliezer swore unto Abraham his master upon this matter. And Eliezer rose up and took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and 10 men from his master's servants with him. And they rose up and went to Haran, the city of Abraham and Nachor, in order to fetch a woman for Isaac, the son of Abraham. And while they were gone, Abraham sent to the house of Shem and Eber, and they brought from thence his son Isaac. And Isaac came home to his father's house to Beer-sheba, where Eliezer and his men came to Haran. And they stopped in the city by the watering place, and he made his camels to kneel down by the water, and they remained there. And Eliezer, Abraham's servant, prayed and said, O Elohim of Abraham, my master, send me, I pray you, good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master, that you shall appoint this day a woman for my master's son from his family. And Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of Eliezer for the sake of his servant Abraham. And he happened to meet with the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the woman of Nahor, brother to Abraham. And Eliezer came to her house, and Eliezer related to them all his concerns, and that he was Abraham's servant, and they greatly rejoiced at him. And they all blessed Yahuwah who brought this thing about, and they gave him Rivkah, the daughter of Bethuel, for a woman for Isaac. And the young woman was of very comely appearance. She was a virgin, and Rivkah was 10 years old in those days. Bethuel and Laban and his children made a feast on that night, and Eliezer and his men came and ate and drank and rejoiced there on that night. And Eliezer rose up in the morning, he and the men that were with him, and he called to the whole household of Bethuel, saying, Send me away, that I may go to my master. And they rose up and sent away Rivkah and her nurse Deborah, the daughter of Uz. And they gave her silver and gold, men servants and maid servants, and they blessed her. And they sent Eliezer away with his men, and the servants took Rivkah, and he went and returned to his master to the land of Canaan. And Isaac took Rivkah, and she became his woman, and he brought her into the tent. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rivkah, the daughter of his uncle Bethuel, for a woman. And then it says here, Abraham takes Keturah to be his woman, by whom he has 6 sons, the generations of the sons of Keturah and of Ishmael. And chapter 25, page 345, Jasher. And it was at the time that Abraham again took a woman in his old age, and her name was Keturah, from the land of Canaan, and she bore unto him Zimran, Yokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuach, being 6 sons. And the children of Zimran were Abihan, Molik, and Narim. And the sons of Yokshan were Shiva and Dedan. And the sons of Medan were Amida, Joab, Goki, Elisha, and Nothath. And the sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanach, Avida, and Eldah. And the sons of Yishba were Makiro, Beodua, and Tatur. And the sons of Shuach were Bildad, Mamdad, Munan, and Meban. All these are the families of the children of Keturah and Canaanite woman, which she bore unto Abraham the ivory. And Abraham sent all these away, and he gave them gifts. And they went away from his son Isaac to dwell wherever they should find a place. And all these went to the mountain at the east, and they built themselves 6 cities, in which they dwell unto this day. But the children of Shiva and Dedan, children of Yokshan, with their children, did not dwell with their brethren in these cities, and they journeyed and encamped in the countries and wildernesses unto this day. And the children of Midian, son of Abraham, went to the east of the land of Cush, and they there found a large valley in the eastern country, and they remained there and built a city, and they dwelt therein. That is the land of Midian unto this day. And Midian dwelt in the city which he built, he and his 5 sons, and all belonging to him. And these are the names of the sons of Midian according to their names and their cities: Ephah, Epher, Hanach, Avida, and Eldah. And the sons of Ephah were Methach, Meshar, Avi, and Sanua. And the sons of Ephar were Ephron, Sur, Alirun, Medin. And the sons of Hanak were Reuel, Rechem, Azi, Elioshuv, and Alad. And the sons of Avida were Kori, Melud, Kerari, Mulki. And the sons of Eldah were Miker, and Riva, and Malkiyahu, and Gabol. These are the names of the Medianim according to their families, and afterward the families of Midian, spread throughout the land of Midian. And these are the generations of Ishmael, the son of Abraham, whom Hagar, Sarah's handmaid, bore unto Abraham. And Ishmael took a woman from the land of Mitzrayim, and her name was Rivah. The same is Merivah. And Rivah bore unto Ishmael Nevaioth, Kedar, Adbael, Mivsam, and her sister Basmath. And Ishmael cast away his woman Rivah, and she went from him and returned to Mitzrayim, to the house of her father, and she dwelt there, for she had been very bad in the sight of Ishmael, and in the sight of his father Abraham. And Ishmael afterward took a woman from the land of Canaan, and her name was Malkuth, and she bore unto him Mishma, Duma, Massa, Kadad, Tema, Yetur, Naphish, and Kedma. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names, being 12 princes, according to their nations, and the families of Ishmael afterward spread forth. And Ishmael took his children and all the property he had gained, together with the souls of his household, and all belonging to him, and they went to dwell where they should find a place. And they went and dwelt near the wilderness of Paran, and their dwelling was from Shavilah unto Shur, that is before Mitzrayim, as you come toward Asshur. And Ishmael and his sons dwelt in the land, and they had children born to them, and they were fruitful and increased abundantly. And these are the names of the sons of Nevaioth, the firstborn of Ishmael: Men, Send, Maon. And the sons of Kedar were Alion, Kezem, Kamad, and Eli. And the sons of Abdeel were Kamad and Yavin. And the sons of Mivsam were Ovadyahu, Eved-melech, and Yehusha. These are the families of the children of Rivah, the woman of Ishmael. And the sons of Mishma, the son of Ishmael, were Shamua, Zecharion, and Oved. And the sons of Duma were Kezed, Eli, Machmad, and Ahmed. And the sons of Massa were Melon, Mula, and Ebidadon. And the sons of Kedad were Azur, Minzar, and Eved-melech. And the sons of Tema were Seir, Sadon, and Yakol. And the sons of Yetur were Merith, Yaish, Alio, and Pakoth. And the sons of Naphish were Eved, Tamed, Aviakaph, and Mir. And the sons of Kedemah were Caliph, Takti, and Omir. These were the children of Malkuth, the woman of Ishmael, according to their families, and these are the families of Ishmael according to their generations. And they dwelt in those lands wherein they had built themselves cities unto this day. And Rivkah, the daughter of Bethuel, the woman of Abraham's son, Yitzhak, was barren in those days. She had no offspring, and Yitzhak dwelt with his father in the land of Canaan, and Yahuwah was with Yitzhak. And Arpachshad, the son of Shem, the son of Noach, died in those days, in the 48th year of the life of Isaac. And all the days that Arpachshad lived were 438 years, and he died. Now looking forward, it says here, Isaac and Rivkah pray for children. Their prayers answered, and Esau and Yaakov are born. Abraham after Yaakov, that must be Jacob. Yaakov. Y-A''Aqov. Esau and Yaakov. I think that's Jacob. Are born. Abraham, after recounting all the wonderful works of Yehusha, enjoins his son to walk in his way and guard his commandments. In the 15th year of Yaakov's and Esau's lives, Abraham dies and is buried by all the kings of the land. All the people and even the children mourn for Abraham for a full year. And looking at this next chapter, chapter 26, let's see how many pages we got there. Now we have time. We'll do chapter 26 real quick. The reason we run through, and it's a little slow when you have the names of the families and everything. It's putting down in writing. It's almost like a family tree, so you can follow through and know exactly whose children are whose, and you know what bloodline goes where. So chapter 26. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let's stop it right now. And when we come back, we're going to have a couple of children being born, Esau and Yaakov. We're going to start on chapter 26 when we come back. And I want to thank you very much for coming to listen to this. This has been a pleasure. I can't imagine anything more pleasing to me than all of us sharing this together. This is the first time I've ever read this book. And so we're doing this together. And as we read along, it'll get smoother and smoother. Hopefully I'll get a little bit better at it. But I hope you're getting something from it. If one of you gets a blessing from Father by listening to this, then it's worth the effort. I want to thank you very much. Father, take care of us all. Bless us and protect us. Yahuwah, we pray to you in Yehusha's precious name. We love you. Amen. This is Yehusha's Glory.